Lost in an alligator-infested swamp, 11-year-old Nadia faces a 5-day battle for her life.
To have her out there, to not know where she was, it was devastating.
How long can these kids survive?
Nadia!
It's a beautiful spring afternoon, and 11-year-old Nadia Bloom is heading out for a bike ride.
I read a book about nature, and I thought I wanted to see some for myself. I wanted to get out there, I wanted to explore.
Nadia suffers from Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism that means she sometimes has difficulties relating to people and an obsessive interest in certain subjects. Her greatest passion? The natural world.
It's like so amazing. So many things animals can do that we can't.
300 yards from Nadia's home sits a conservation area with 2 large freshwater ponds. Nadia's excited to take some photos with her new digital camera.
The pond near my house, it's pretty cool. I go there just to snap photos. It's very peaceful, except for the fact there are alligators.
But what Nadia is secretly interested in is the woods beyond the pond, where nature really gets wild. It's a place she's been told never to go into alone.
So this is what the world beyond buildings is like. There are no buildings, no pollution. It's just awesome.
But this is no wonderland. The woods are alive with deadly snakes and spiders. And they open on to the swamps of Lake Jessup, home to 10,000 alligators. Less than half a mile away, Mom Tanya wonders why Nadia isn't yet home from her bike ride.
Our neighborhood's very small. We live in a gated community. 20 minutes, she should have been back. I went out the front door thinking she's going to circle around the neighborhood and I'm going to say, you know, time to come in.
Unable to see Nadia, Tanya drives around the neighborhood. Eventually, she reaches the pond.
I walked out there and my first reaction was, I don't see her. And I just grabbed the baby out of the car and started calling her name.
Nadia!
She's always told Nadia never to cross the water and go into the swamp beyond.
Nadia!
But when she gets to the forbidden boundary, she's in for a shock.
Just to see her bike there and not her. It's just like when a mother goes to the store and, you know, for a second turns her back and the kid goes around another aisle. You know, there's a moment, oh, where's my child? But you always turn around and you find them, and I can't find her. And there's no immediate, oh, there you are.
Nadia!
Each time I called her name, it became louder and more panicked.
Nadia! Nadia!
I can't believe I have to call 911.
Nadia! Nadia!
I'm trying to keep myself calm, but at the same time, to have her out there, to not know where she was, it was devastating.
All the while, Nadia, obliviously pursuing her fascination with nature, heads deeper into the treacherous swamp.
Everything was looking the same, and I couldn't figure which was the way out.
In the dense undergrowth, it takes seconds to get disoriented. And very quickly, Nadia's in serious trouble.
I realized I was lost, so I tried to retrace my steps, but the forest looked pretty much the same after a while, and I couldn't retrace my steps.
As she wanders through the swamp, her situation is about to get worse.
I lost my glasses. I almost cried because I'd relied on my glasses for a very, very long time, and
Barely able to see, the already confusing swamp becomes a hopeless blur. Spotting predators will now be impossible. What chance is there that Nadia can make it out of the woods alive? Lost in an alligator-infested swamp, Nadia Bloom is left half-blinded by the loss of her glasses. A massive search and rescue operation is underway. It's a race against time to find the 11-year-old before dark. But there's no trace of the missing girl.
As it got darker, before we knew it, there was night vision goggle people and SWAT teams walking the woods. And
I know the word surreal is very cliche, but that's the only word I know how to describe how it was.
Are you guys okay there? Everything okay?
I start to worry, because she's got to be cold. And I'm thinking this child's wearing basically nothing. She has shorts and shirts. How's she feel?
But initially, Nadia's less scared than intrigued.
Sleeping in the woods was a little scary, but I thought it was kind of magical. It was very beautiful. There were trees, and sometimes I could look up and see the stars. And I think an owl turned its head to me and hooted as if to say, "You will survive. I know it. You will survive."
But as the clock passes midnight, the temperature plummets and the cold begins to bite.
It was cold, it was freezing, and I was shivering and my teeth were chattering. I felt as if I'd freeze to death. I had nothing to stay warm. Literally. Nothing.
Alone in an alligator-infested swamp, Nadia Bloom has spent a day searching without her glasses for a way out. As a helicopter searches from the air, ground rescuers cover themselves from head to toe to protect from snakes and mosquitoes, cutting through the undergrowth with machetes. But dressed only in a small t-shirt and shorts, Nadia is exposed to bites. She's also lost the shoes that protect her feet.
The mosquitoes were so annoying. They were all over my arms, legs, face, neck, feet. And it was extremely painful.
Nadia has had no food or water for over a day. As the temperature hits the 90s, she's at risk of severe dehydration that could cause vomiting and unconsciousness.
People would come up and say, she's a smart girl. She's going to come walking out of those woods any minute. And I'm thinking, you're just supposed to be saying that to me. Nadia's smart, but she's book smart. She's not survival smart.
But it's Nadia's book-smart knowledge that will help quench her thirst. She knows that it's dangerous to drink the water in the swamp. It's then that she notices fresh rainwater collected in a plant.
I saw some insects eating it, and I recognized it as edible. The insects didn't die or anything, so it wasn't poisonous, and I think I recognized it as water hyacinth, which is an edible plant. And so I used my brains out there.
But the small sips of water will only stave off the effects of dehydration temporarily. Suddenly, Nadia hears a helicopter overhead.
I saw the helicopter, I heard it say my name, so I knew it was looking for me. So I tried to get its attention by calling out to it.
Although she can see the rescue craft, for the searching pilot, it's impossible to spot her through the thick triple-layer tree canopy. Using infrared cameras that sense temperature changes, the pilot tries to locate Nadia by looking for a match to her body temperature.
Over here, help!
I followed it, thinking it would be a chance of finding my home.
But in the searing Florida day, the air temperature in the swamp is the same as Nadia's body heat. And the aerial search is abandoned. Half blinded by the loss of her glasses, and having lost her shoes, the open cuts on her feet have caused her to pick up a blood infection that needs urgent treatment. Yet just when it seems unlikely she will ever find her way out, she sees some rooftops.
I thought I saw a house that was green with a white roof on it. I could see it had a swing on the porch. There were 3 Barbie dolls, and it was like maybe some children lived there. And I was thinking, if I went there, maybe I could ask for directions. And so I tried to knock on the door, but all I knocked on was a tree branch because the house was really just a mirage.
After 3 nights in the swamp, dehydration and hunger are causing Nadia to suffer extreme bouts of delirium.
Another mirage I saw was, I thought I saw my own mom behind me. And I thought I was going to be rescued by my own mom, which would have been a very, very wonderful thing. I was fighting against crying because I thought I was going to be helped. I just didn't want to cry because I would be embarrassed even though there was nobody around but me.
A 4th night falls for Nadia, lost in the swamp. She knows her chances of making it to a 5th morning are slim.
I prayed to God that He would work a miracle in my life and let me survive, and that I would get to see my family, and that I would trust in Him more. And I seriously meant it. I meant it more than I meant anything I'd ever said in my life. I am with you wherever you go. I am with you, you are never alone.
Losing hope, Nadia comforts herself by singing.
Wherever you go, I am with you, you are never alone. I missed everything. I missed my house, I missed my room, I especially missed my family. I imagine they were probably crying, they were probably worrying about me, that maybe they would even think I was dead. I wasn't dead.
You wrestle because you know the ending could be a very bad alternative. And not wanting to know that if we did have a death in the family of a child, the impact it would have on our family. And I didn't want it to be the alternative.
In the swamps of Orlando, Nadia Bloom, lost for 5 days without food or water, has given up hope of ever being found.
I heard somebody calling out, "Nadia, are you there?" And my ears immediately perked up.
Nadia!
After days of strange visions, Nadia does not know if she can trust her ears.
Nadia!
It's like, it was the first human voice I'd heard in a long time. I was like, "Yes, I am here. I'm right in the middle of the forest." It was like the best thing that ever happened to me. I mean, I was finally relieved because it wasn't a mirage.
Incredibly, after 4 nights alone in the swamp and a search operation involving hundreds of people, Nadia has been found by a local volunteer.
When James King told dispatchers he had found Nadia, they wanted to hear her voice.
Hi, this is Nadia, and I'm the girl who got lost.
But police failed to get accurate coordinates from the mobile phone, and the helicopter can't locate them.
When King found her, they were in such a densely wooded, swampy area that it took rescuers hours to reach them.
Thinking on his feet, King unfurls 2 rolls of toilet paper, making a sign visible from the air.
And the toilet paper in the helicopter, that was really awesome. I never knew toilet paper could save someone's life.
A joyous, joyous occasion for family, friends, everybody really who was involved in this, as you can see.
It was the best news I ever got in my life. I started to cry, and the only other time in my life that I had that sort of tears of joy is when Nadia was born.
Elated, ecstatic. I mean, there's just the English language, you know, you have these really great words, but it doesn't really encompass the feelings you felt. You know, it was just incredible.
Although it takes 2 hours to get her out of the swamp, after a 115-hour ordeal, without food or water, Nadia is left with no serious injuries.